Congressman McCaul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for your leadership on this issue and bringing this to the point where we are today. I see so many familiar faces out there, and I just want to say welcome and thank you for your support for our efforts. This is about innovation. It's about being able to compete globally. It's about job creation here in the United States. There are many issues I could talk about, whether it's R&D tax credit, which I know Kevin will talk about, the high-skilled workforce that Kathy referred to, repatriation, Competes Act, but I was asked to talk about cybersecurity here today as the bells go off. I hope we're not voting right now. No?
You're good.
Yeah. But, you know, being from Austin, like Kathy has a lot of high-tech in her district, and of course, Austin, I have just about every high-tech company you can think of. I did take a recent tour to Silicon Valley as well, right before the speaker went, and got to hear from a lot of the innovation high-tech leaders in Silicon, which is very helpful. I chair the high-tech caucus and the cybersecurity caucus, so I take these issues very seriously. I think technology is the key to opportunity and job creation here in the United States, and that's the agenda that we're going to drive for this Congress. The issue of cybersecurity presents great challenges and great threats. It's an issue of national security and economic security. Recently, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Admiral Mike McCaul, called it one of the greatest threats we face today, saying it is lethal and potent. There are adversaries in the cyber world we don't understand yet, he says. And in his words, it's pretty scary stuff. You know, when the chairman of the Joint Chiefs says something like that, it gets my attention. In fact, a cyber attack on the interests of the United States could cause grave damage to our critical infrastructures and economy. And through the click of a mouse, adversaries could bring down our power grids, our financial institutions, fuel supplies, and our air traffic control and communication lines. In fact, anything tied to the internet is vulnerable to an attack from the internet. This type of cyber attack of which I speak could cause greater economic damage than the events of September the 11th. Recently, we heard testimony that every federal agency in Washington has been hacked into, including the Pentagon, where large amounts of data have been stolen. Imagine agents of a foreign power stealing paper files out of the Pentagon and getting caught. It would be on the front page of the Washington Post. And yet in the virtual world, this is happening every day, and we don't hear much about that. In fact, the Wall Street Journal reported just today that U.S. officials' email accounts have been hacked into by perpetrators from China. Businesses in the private sector are compromised every day by criminal hackers who steal valuable intellectual property and trade secrets. Last week it was Lockheed. Before that it was Sony. And the list goes on and on. The last estimates are in the billions of dollars, and American jobs are suffering. The threat exists, and we have to be prepared, or the American people will rightfully ask, why didn't you do something to stop it? House Republicans are working on a plan to protect our federal networks, to incentivize the private sector, to harden and protect our critical infrastructures, and to come up with a national cybersecurity strategy for the 21st century. Such a plan will protect our national security and our economic security. It will protect and strengthen our businesses and private sector from further economic damage, and it will ultimately create more jobs and prosperity here at home. Thank you.